It's time to cook with Susan Beck. Well, today we're going to make lemon poppy seed zucchini bread. I don't know about you, but by the time summer's coming to an end, the zucchini are just getting a little bit out of control. And so I was looking for some new recipes to try that use zucchini in a way that I have not used it before. And so I came across this lemon poppy seed bread. And I love lemon poppy seed muffins and breads and so forth. But this one was a little different because it uses 2 cups of grated zucchini. The other recipe I found to try was made with ricotta cheese, and it was like a little zucchini fritter. So I'll have to make that recipe and record it for you in the future. That'll give you 2 new options with your surplus of zucchini. All right, the first thing we're going to do is to get our pans ready. Now, you could make this in 2 big loaf pans. You could make muffins out of it, but it will make 6 mini muffin pans, or at least close to it. So I have this nice pan that has 4 right in it, and I just love this pan. And I have lined it with parchment paper. So I'm going to show you how to do that with these 2 small ones. I like to spray the pan first because I like that parchment to pop right out. Now this is completely optional. You can just spray your pans really well and usually your bread comes out okay. But this is a little trick if you do have trouble sometimes getting your bread out of pans. So I'm just going to look at like the length of this pan and kind of tear my parchment paper close to that length. So that fits there pretty well. And then I'm just going to hold it over my pan and then cut my little rectangle and place that down in the bottom of the pan. Now I'm just going to give that just a little bit of cooking spray as well. Now, yeah, this method is just a little too imprecise for you. Another method would be to take your pan and a pencil and trace it on the parchment paper. Take your scissors and cut it out. And now it will fit perfectly down in the bottom of your pan. Again, just a nice little light spray across that to have it ready to go. Okay, our pans are ready. We're going to set those to the side. The next thing we will do is grate our zucchini. Well, I've got my zucchini all grated now. These were 2 really small ones, smaller than this one. Each one made about a cup. And I used my food processor for this, but a box grater would work just fine if you don't own a food processor. All right, our next step is going to be to put all of our dry ingredients into a large bowl. So I'm going to use the bowl that goes with my stand mixer. And then we're going to use another bowl here and put all of our liquid ingredients, like our eggs and so forth, into a different bowl. We'll whisk those together and then mix everything. So let's have a look at the ingredients we need for today's recipe. So in addition to the zucchini, we will be using some fresh lemon juice. Now if you don't have that, again, the bottled stuff is fine. And obviously we need some poppy seeds. We use a 1/4 cup of poppy seeds for our poppy seed zucchini bread. We'll also be picking up some lemon flavoring from an instant pudding mix. We will not be making the pudding, we're just going to use that dry. Lots of eggs, 4 eggs. Now you can use a 1/2 cup of oil, or today I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of applesauce and replace the oil. We have 1½ cups of sugar. We're going to be using some baking soda, salt, and baking powder, and 1½ cups of milk. Now there's my applesauce already measured out, 1 cup, replacing that 1 cup of oil with 1 cup of applesauce. You could also do a combination. This is also a good view of one of my favorite cooking tools, this adjustable measuring cup, where you just slide this down to whatever measurement you want. And things that are kind of liquidy and gooey, like applesauce and honey and peanut butter, just come out of there so nicely. If I didn't mention it, I did preheat my oven to 325 degrees after I got my zucchini grated and my pans ready to go. That way, it should be done preheating about the same time as I'm done mixing together all of these great ingredients. So I already have 3 cups of flour in my pan. I need to get 1 more into this big mixing bowl. And I've mentioned this in some of my other baking videos, that you want to fill your cup, take the back of a knife and run it across and get a nice level but light and fluffy cup of flour. And you do that 4 times to get the 4 cups. Now the 1.5 cups of sugar I already have measured out, so into that big bowl goes that. Let's see, I've got my teaspoon of baking powder ready to go. And then I need 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. And then we're going to put in a teaspoon of salt. Now those are all of my dry ingredients. I'm just going to kind of whisk those together. Sifting would be an option as well, especially when you have the baking powder. I was tempted to do it today, but I'm just going to use my whisk instead. Just kind of mix that all together and try to get the baking soda, baking powder, and the salt mixed in with that flour and sugar. All right, I'm just going to move this over to my stand mixer, and it'll be ready to go in a minute. Paddle attachment is what I'll be using today. As I was reorganizing to get ready to do all of the liquid ingredients, I realized I forgot to put in one of the dry ingredients. This lemon, this instant pudding mix, is a dry ingredient too. So I'm just going to sprinkle that right into my dry ingredients as well. Now we'll move on to our liquid ingredients. So let's tackle those lemons first. I don't know if this makes a difference, but when I watch cooking shows, they always say you should kind of roll the lemon around a little bit and get its juices flowing. We shall see. All right, I'm thinking 1 lemon is probably enough, but I do have a second one. Or if you only have 1 lemon, finish it off with the concentrate in the bottle. I've made a lot of lemon things with the bottle concentrate as well. You know, living in the country, I just don't run to the store to get something that I'm missing. So I'm always kind of coming up with ways that I can still make this recipe. It's still gonna taste great. Fresh lemon though is wonderful. You have to check out my lemon meringue pie recipe. Oh, that's a recipe that I just have to have the real lemon. Oh my goodness. All right, so squeezing out this lemon with my lemon juicer. Continuing on with those wet ingredients. We've got 1.5 cups of milk. We've got that 1 cup of either oil or applesauce. Ooh, that's sloshed in there pretty well. And we're gonna consider those eggs wet ingredients. Again, I like to always break those into a separate bowl just to be sure we don't get any shuts. Oh, not hitting them hard enough tonight. All right, 2 eggs. Egg number 3. And our 4th one. We'll take that whisk again and get all of our liquid ingredients incorporated. Now the reason we're doing these 2 things separately is we don't really want to over mix when we're making a quick bread. Breads that don't have yeast, usually ones that are more of your like nut breads, banana breads, and so forth. So we want to have both things pretty much mixed together and ready to go. And we're going to add those just until it's incorporated and we don't see like chunks of dry ingredient. Then we'll be adding in the poppy seeds and the zucchini. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this on a slow mixture. This bowl is great because it's got that pour spout. And I'm just going to kind of slowly add that in. And then again, we're not going to over mix this. I'm going to turn up just a tiny bit. All right, that looks pretty good. I don't see, piles of our dry ingredients. Everything's turning a bit yellow due to that lemon pudding. Clean off our beater because we're just going to fold in our poppy seeds and our zucchini. Now folding just means to lightly flip it over. You're not beating round and round and round. You're just kind of rolling it on top of each other. So in goes 2 cups of zucchini. Again, if you're a little over, a little under, very forgiving. Reason I love zucchini in my quick breads is zucchini it has a lot of moisture in it, and that just makes the bread so nice and moist. I'm going to 1/4 cup poppy seeds. I've always liked lemon poppy seed. So this is a nice way to incorporate the zucchini with it. So I'm just flipping. Okay, I found a little flour from the bottom that I need to make sure gets mixed in. And then I got like a lot of poppy seed in this corner over here, so I want to get that mixed so that it's evenly distributed. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. It's time to put this into our baking pan. I find this little cup works really nice. It's just a little creamer cup, but it's nice and slick for filling my cake pans. I like them to be about 2/3 full. I also love making them in these little mini pans rather than the great big loaf pans, because then I can freeze a couple, give a couple away to friends, and of course have some for us to eat as well. So just finish filling up. We're gonna get 6 little loaves today. Now this also would make muffins. You could also, some poppy seed that needs to be stirred in a little more. You could also make 2 big regular size loaves. These are gonna go into the oven, and if you're making the big loaves, you would need to cook these for 50-55 minutes, but these should cook in probably more like 30 to 35. I like the toothpick trick where you stick a toothpick in to see if it comes out clean, and then you know it is finished. So off to the oven go our lemon poppy seed zucchini bread. Time for the toothpick check. Just stick in your toothpick and pull it out. Looking that there's no runny batter on there. These look great, slightly brown around the edges. We'll let these sit for 10 minutes, and then we'll take them out of the pans and let them finish cooling on a cooling rack. I'm just finishing up running a bread knife here, a little serrated knife around each of the pans. I've done the 4 in this pan, 1 more here. I just find this helps to make them fall out a little better. Remember, we have that parchment paper on the bottom too. That should give us a hand with this. So flip that over. Oh, look at that. Oh, and the parchment paper stayed right in the bottom of the pan. Sometimes it's stuck to the loaf of bread. So just watch. Oh, there's one where I gotta peel the paper off. Let's do these 4 right on this cutting board. Oh, lovely. With that parchment, all 4 pieces of parchment paper still in the bottom here. They just fall right out. I know, I always like to cool them on their sides, so I'm going to put all of them up here on the cooling rack. The cooling rack is nice just because you get air underneath, and we're going to let these finish cooling for about 30 minutes, and then we'll slice into them and see how these lemon poppy seed zucchini breads taste. Well, I've sliced a few pieces of the zucchini bread, and it just has a beautiful look to it. You've got the little flecks of the black poppy seeds, and because I leave the skins on my zucchini, you've got some green flecks, and then, you know, it's just got that yellow tone from that lemon pudding. Looking delicious, but we'll know if it's really delicious when we give it a taste. It's just nice and soft. The lemon is there, but not overpowering. And the moistness, and I know that's coming from that zucchini. Just a nice little variation on just doing a plain old lemon poppy seed. It's almost like a pound cake in texture, and it's a great way to use your zucchini.